I'm gonna be making a little dress for my toddler, and I'm gonna show you how I read the pattern. First, it says to put the right sides together and sew along the stitch line. This is on the bib, which looks like this piece here. I have my bib pieces. Since I cut out size 2, I follow the line next to size 2. I'll put the fabrics right sides together. That means the pretty side goes next to each other. I'm gonna follow this line and sew. So I put pins where the dots and where the middle section is. And I just used a pencil to mark the curve. This is the line where I will sew. I put the needle down where the little dot was in the pattern, backstitch to secure, and I sew along the line, taking out the pins so I do not run over them. I backstitch at the end as well to secure the whole stitch. Next, I gotta turn it around and sew the raw edges together. I turn it around just like this. You will want to iron at this point, but I just didn't. I used clips to keep it in place. I made my stitch longer for basting. Longer stitches are easier to take out. Here, I'm just going to show you how to turn a corner. Once you get to the end of where you want to stitch, turn the dial until the needle is through the fabric. Then you put the foot up, pivot the fabric, put the foot back down, and you're ready to sew. Next, we're going to gather the ruffle. We're going to gather it between the 2 dots on pieces 5 and 6, so we got to try to match them up. First, I take piece 6, I use that basting stitch again, and I do not backstitch. I line the fabric up against the edge of the foot so it's super narrow. Quick tip, there's usually a place to cut your extra string on your machine. And then this is me gathering up the fabric to create a ruffle. You take one of your 2 strings, hold onto it, and you push the fabric down and it creates a ruffle like this. Now this is where the mysterious dots on your pattern come in. You want to gather your ruffle so it is the length between these 2 dots, as shown on the pattern. Now I pin and baste these ruffles together. Now our pattern says to sew the suspenders to the bib, doing one at a time. This can get kind of confusing, so if all else fails, follow the picture. I matched up the picture so I know this is how this should go together in the first step. Then I need to sew on the other half of the suspender. Based on the pictures, I know it needs to be sewn right sides together like this, with the ruffle all curled up inside so it doesn't catch on the machine. After sewing it up and turning it right side out, it looks like this. I do the other side and voila! Next, I need to sew the waistband on, which is piece 7, again matching up the dots. Well, notches in this case. The notches in piece 7 match up to our bib. After that, it's time to start the shorts. We want to sew the pleats together first. I pinched and pinned to match the pleat lines to show me where to sew. And once all the pleats are done, it's time to put them together. You gotta match the pictures to show you where to sew, but you can see also in the picture that on one side, you want to keep a gap for the closure. So you want to pay attention to putting that on the left side when you're looking at the front of the piece. And the markings show you exactly how far down that gap will go. Next, you get out piece 3. Sew it so the wrong sides face each other. You take that piece we made and put it into the gap that we have for the shorts. This helps kind of finish the edges there. Put it on both sides, just like the picture. Next, we have to match up the crotch seams and sew it in the pictures right here. Then we sew the shorts onto the top part that we made, matching everything up as it is in the picture. Another tricky part was putting on the other half of the waistband. You want to match right sides together. Follow the picture, fidget it around until it looks right. We're going to finish the bottom of the shorts by hemming them, and then it's time to work on the skirt. The pockets are first, so we need 2 parts for the pockets. Pocket piece 9 needs to be gathered until it fits the top of the pocket piece, which is piece 10. I gathered it together like the picture, pinning between the dots, fold the top over, and I have it for both pockets now. They made sewing the pockets more complicated, so I just sewed them on how I knew. And here I zoned out and kind of finished it, so yay! It looks so cute!